Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Muhammad Hafizuddin bin Shamsul Bahar. You can call me Max. So today we will be presenting about chapter 10, which is Australia, Oceania and Antarctica. So be seated, be prepared and enjoy. So without further ado, let's dive into the topic. The history of Australia, Oceania and Antarctica is marked by a variety of influence. Australia has a complex indigenous history with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders cultures dating back tens of thousands of years. European colonization significantly impacted the continent in the 18th century. Oceania, consisting of numerous Pacific islands, witnessed the arrival of European explorers, missionaries, and colonial powers, leading to cultural exchange and, in some cases, exploitation. And Antarctica, while devoid of permanent settlement, has been a focal point for exploration and scientific endeavors since the late 19th century. The linguistic landscape of region is incredibly diverse. Australia is home to numerous indigenous languages, reflecting the cultural richness of its First Nations people. Oceania boasts an extensive array of language, with each Pacific island often having its own unique linguistic heritage. Antarctica, being primarily a scientific research destination, does not have a native linguistic diversity. So the economic goals of the region vary widely. So Australia is a developed nation with a diverse and advanced economy, heavily reliant on industries such as mining, agriculture and services. Oceania Pacific Island nations face economic challenge, with many depending on sectors like tourism, fisheries and agriculture. Antarctica, while not directly involved in economic pursuit, serves as a site for scientific research, with countries investing in explorations and studies of its unique ecosystems. Contemporary Australia showcased a wide range of material wealth and a high standard of living. In contrast, many of the small island nations in Oceania are economically challenged and heavily reliant on external aid for development, infrastructure and disaster relief. This economic disparity highlights the need for international cooperation and support within the region. Antarctica, while not having permanent settlement, is a continent subject to territorial claim by multiple nations. Scientific research is a common goal in Antarctica, with countries funding research stations and expeditions to study climate change, geology and biodiversity. The Antarctica Treaty System, signed by various nations, govern the use of the continent for scientific purpose and prohibits military activities. Alright, so next slide, you can see world map. You can see Australia, Oceania and Antarctica. Alright, let's go to the next one. So this is zoom map of Australia, New Zealand and Oceania. Next, this is zoom in map of Antarctica. Right, so next we go to the climate of the region. So this is the climate pattern of Australia, the island of Oceania and Antarctica. So the climate pattern depicted a modified version of Köppen system based on Triwata. Alright, so first of all, Australia. Australia's vast landmass encompasses a diverse array of climate zones, spanning from tropical north to the arid interior and temperature south. As the driest inhabited continent, Australia experienced significant variations in rainfall and temperature both regionally and annually. So the country exhibits a broad range of daily temperature, exemplified by diverse summer conditions. In New South Wales, temperature can drop to 5.7 Celsius, while in Queensland, they can soar to 30.8 Celsius. And Tasmania experienced milder summer with temperature around 8 Celsius. So this temperature diversity reflects the climatic richness and variability that characterize different parts of Australia. Right. So next is the ocean. So the ocean plays a pivotal role in shaping the tropical climate of the island in Oceania, with temperature typically ranging between 25 to 35 Celsius. The climate remains consistently warm year-round. The moderating effect of the ocean ensures that temperature regime in Oceania undergo only minor modification, influenced minimally by factors such as wind, storm, and elevation. Situated in the midst of vast ocean expanses, the island of Oceania benefits from the stabilizing influence of these waters. Contributing to the sustained warm experience throughout the year, this geographical setting in the ocean thermal inertia create an environment where temperature variations are relatively subtle, providing a stable and tropical climate for the island of Oceania. And the last one is Antarctica. So Antarctica, characterized by vast continental landmass and surrounding island, stand as a frigate expanse dominated by ice, encompasses by the Southern Ocean, which is ranked as the Earth's fourth largest ocean. Antarctica experiences extreme cold with temperature ranging from minus 57 to minus 10 Celsius. The annual temperature in Antarctica consistently stays below the freezing point, contributing to the continent icy and inhospitability environment. Located at the southernmost reach of Earth, Antarctica's extreme cold is defining features, shaping its unique geography and making it a crucial region for scientific exploration, focused on understanding the complexities of Earth climate and ecosystems. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hey there, greetings. My name is Faris Mirza, and I will be explaining about Australia environmental problems. There are two different parts from it. The first one is habitat loss. Now, there are several factors that contribute to habitat loss, which is the first one is urbanization and infrastructure development. As human populations grow, there is an increasing demand for land to build cities, roads, and other infrastructures. This often involves clearing large areas of natural habitat, leading to the displacement or loss of native species. Second is mining activities. As Australia is rich in natural resources and mining operations, such as coal mining and mineral extraction, can lead to habitat destruction. The extraction process, along with the associated infrastructure development, can alter landscapes and have detrimental effects on the local flora and fauna. Third is logging and deforestation. As the logging industries contribute to habitat loss through the clear-cutting of forests for timber, this not only removes the trees, but also disrupts the ecosystems that depend on them. Deforestation can have severe consequences for biodiversity, as many species rely on specific forest types for their survival. In addition, to habitat loss has profound ecological implications, as it can result in the fragmentation of ecosystems, loss of biodiversity, and disruption of essential ecological processes. Now, conservation efforts that the government of Australia could implement, including habitat protection, restoration, and sustainable land use practices are crucial to mitigating the impact of habitat loss in Australia and preserving its unique and diverse ecosystems. Is about pollution. Now, some of the significant sources of pollution in Australia include air pollution. Like major cities in Australia, such as Sydney and Melbourne, experience air pollution primarily due to vehicle emissions, industrial activities, and natural sources like bushfires. Now, the combustion of fossil fuels, including coal and diesel, contributes to the release of pollutants such as particulate matter like nitrogen oxides and sulfur dioxide. Secondly is water pollution, as it can result from agricultural runoff, industrial discharges, and improper waste disposal. Pesticides, fertilizers, and sediment from farming activities can contaminate waterways, affecting both freshwater and marine ecosystems. Urban areas may also contribute to water pollution through stormwater runoff containing pollutants like heavy metals and chemicals. Third one is plastic pollution, as improper disposal of single-use plastics as well as the fragmentation of larger plastic items contributes to the pollution of oceans, beaches, and terrestrial environments, as plastic debris poses threats to marine life and ecosystems. As for now, the Australian government, along with environmental organizations and communities, works towards addressing these pollutions challenges through regulations, policies, and public awareness campaigns. Such efforts include improving air and water quality standards, implementing waste management practices, and investing in renewable energy to reduce reliance on fossil fuels. Ongoing research and collaboration are essential to developing sustainable solutions and mitigating the impacts of pollution on Australia's environment and also public health. As we're moving to the next slide, I will explain about Aussie history. Indigenous Australian first emigrated onto the continent more than 40,000 years ago, while European influences didn't start to show up until the 17th century. With the colonization of Southeast Asia by European powers, Australia's northern reaches were constantly visited by Dutch traders. However, the rest of Australia went largely untouched until 1770, when British explorer Captain James Cook navigated Australia's east coast, naming it New South Wales under the British Crown. Despite popular belief, Australia's population freed through the arrival of free settlers, both relocated British convicts. A population explosion occurred during the gold rush of the 1850s, and by the turn of the century, the separate colonies voted to become a British Dominion, and Australia officially became a unified nation on January 1, 1901. After Federation, Australia's economy thrived with its abundance of natural resources, but was limited by a lack of manpower. Hello, now I'm going to explain about Aussie and New Zealand culture. Now, Australia's modern culture has been shaped by several factors, including Americanization, immigrant, ancient heritage, and climate. The warm, sunny climate also permits an array of outdoor activities, happily lapped up by the locals. A typical Aussie Saturday afternoon is spent at a barbecue with friends or family, as they're very active, yet laid-back people. And this certainly shows through their love of sports, whether they are participating or even observing. Moreover, indigenous culture in New Zealand is still prevalent in many parts of the country, and tourists can easily find packages tours to learn more. The native Aboriginal people are a proud race and still practice ancient cultural aspects of tribal life, including dance, music, art, and even hunting. The question is, when did the Maori first arrive in New Zealand, right? According to the people of Ngāpuhi, or known as Tribe of the Far North, the first explorer to reach was the intrepid ancestor was named Kupe. Using the stars in ocean's currents as his navigational guides, he ventured across the Pacific on his Waka Horua, known as voyaging canoe, from his ancestral Polynesian homeland of Hawaii. It is said that Kupe made landfall at the Hokianga Harbor in Northland around 1,000 years ago. As we move into the next slide, I would like to share a video for you to watch about one of the famous culture in Maori traditions known as the haka, as it be performed at the World Cup Rugby. Thank you.
Next, we will be talking about the sub-regions. First, we will start with Australia and New Zealand. As you can see here, the map of Australia. Australia is a continent and a country in of itself. We will also include the economic activities in Australia. First and foremost is the mining industry in Australia. An example I have for you here is Fortescue Company. It's located in Perth, Australia, producing iron ore, steel, gold, copper and lithium. As one of the world's most cost-efficient iron ore producers, Fortescue is achieving an annual shipping rate surpassing 190 million tons, having delivered over 2 billion tons of iron ore to customers since 2008. The company is actively diversifying its operations through renewable energy projects and advancements in mining technology, positioning itself to emerge as an integrated global entity specializing in green energy and metals. Next, we have the agriculture industry in Australia. A prominent example is the AW Limited Company. It's located in Melbourne, Australia and mainly deals with wheats. The AW origination business took place in 2011 through the acquisition by Cargill Australia, along with the grain flow storage and handling business. AW specializes in originating grain, oilseeds and pulses on behalf of Cargill Australia, boosting a field origination network comprising 20 local territory managers positioned across the Australian grain belt. Collaborating with farmers, AW representatives offer access to a wide array of marketing and risk management tools, aiming to support their success. The next economic activity I have is the tourism industry in Australia. One of the well-known tourism company in Australia is the Down Under Tours, located in Tasmania. You can partake in nature-based tours across Tasmania, suitable for solo travelers, couples or groups. Operated as a Tasmanian-owned and operated entity, the company holds an advanced eco-certification for its commitment to environmental responsibility. Key destinations covered include the Bay of Fires, Fraser National Park, Cradle Mountain, the West Coast, Port Arthur Historic Site and the Tasmanian Peninsula. Now we will move on to New Zealand. And the economic activities in New Zealand In regards to their mining industry, we have the Red Hawk Mining Limited. Although the headquarters is now located in Perth, Australia, the mining company originated in New Zealand, mainly producing iron ores. And in the upcoming 12 months, Red Hawk's primary objective is to advance the technical and financial studies for blacksmith, with the goal of initiating iron ore production by 2025. This progress will be achieved collaboratively with the traditional owners of the land we operate on, emphasizing the benefits derived from a mutually beneficial partnership. Next, we have the agriculture industry in New Zealand, which is the Ansco Foods, a prominent figure in the field. The headquarters is located in Christchurch, New Zealand, mainly deals with beef and lamb. The beef and lamb offered by the company meet rigorous national standards, with a collaborative effort in place to encourage farmers to align with the New Zealand Farm Assurance Program criteria. This program places a distinct emphasis on integrity, traceability, biosecurity, sustainability, and animal welfare, reflecting a commitment to ensure high quality and responsibly sourced products. Next is the tourism industry. Similar to the Down Under, the Hakka Tours is one of the more prominent and well-known tourism company located in New Zealand. Its headquarters is in Auckland, New Zealand, and the area situated against the backdrop of a natural playground. The company responded to the collective yearning for adventure by introducing dedicated snow tours in 2008. This positioned the company as a year-round adventure tour operator, with extensive exploration covering countless miles and an intimate understanding of New Zealand. The company has evolved into a true expert in organizing private tours, tailored for families and groups seeking a fully customized experience. We'll move on to the next region, which is Oceania. Oceania is a federation consisting of several countries and islands. We have the Solomon Islands, Micronesia, Kiribati, Palau, Papua New Guinea, Nauru, Fiji, Marshall Islands, Vanuatu, Tuvalu, Samoa, and Tonga. Here you can see in the map of the Oceania Federation, the green colored highlights are the islands which is a part of the Oceania region. As for the economic activities in Oceania, first we have the service industry. The prominent figure is Oceania Travel and Tours, located in Samoa. During their guided tours, the company unveils the beauty of the islands, offering a variety of options. These include half-day and full-day tours on Upolu, along with day tours and packages to Savai and Tutuila. The comprehensive packages encompass transfers, air or boat travel, accommodation, sightseeing, and car rental, providing a hassle-free and immersive experience for travelers. Next, one of the more famous parts of industry is the fishing industry. And a big figure in this field is the Oceania Seafoods Private Limited, located in Footscray. Drawing on a 4-decade legacy as experts in high-grade sashimi fish, the company holds a distinctive edge over any competition. Their extensive experience and knowledge in the meticulous selection, handling, and processing of top-quality products, coupled with economies of scale and scope, enable them to source globally. This approach results in competitively priced offerings, ensuring consistently high levels of quality and service for their clientele. Lastly, for Oceania, we have the agriculture industry, mainly the Marubeni Oceania, located in Papua New Guinea. They deal with natural resources, providing a diverse range of natural resources coming from forestry, logging, chemicals, energy, and metals, minings, and such. Now we will move on to Antarctica, the last region for our presentation. Here is a map of Antarctica. As for Antarctica's global status, geographic explorations commenced in the late 1700s with Captain James Cook's voyages to the Southern Ocean, focused on unveiling the mysteries beyond the foggy ice-filled waters. The initial era of expeditions and discoveries transitioned into international political assertion on sections of the continent's territory in the mid-1900s, accompanied by the establishment of permanent scientific research stations. The year 1991 marked a pivotal moment with the Wellington Agreement, which prohibited commercial mining activities and introduced protective regulations. Simultaneously, the Antarctic Treaty System was established in 1981, solidifying the signatory countries' collective role as a governing body under the Antarctic Treaty. The main economic activities in Antarctica is the tourism industry. The growth of tourism in Antarctica experienced a gradual pace since its inception in 1958 until the early 1990s, after which it notably accelerated in the early 2000s. As of 2008, the United Nations reported that over 45,000 visits were recorded on the continent, a surge attributed to the introduction of robust ice-breaking ships with landing capabilities and the diminishing extent of ocean ice cover due to global warming. Commercial cruise ships departing from Southern Hemisphere ports in Australia, New Zealand, or Argentina serve as the primary mode of transportation for most tourists visiting Antarctica. The allure of Antarctica lies in its captivating scenery and unique wildlife, drawing visitors seeking a first-hand experience. However, with the increasing influx of tourists, the risk of environmental damage escalate. Currently, there is no regulatory code in place to govern the tourism industry in Antarctica, but new information and news might change this course of action. That is all for our presentation. Thank you.